And welcome back, and it's the 4th of April, higher plus 5 a day. Now, before I zoom in, and I really haven't looked at these questions before, so it's always fun seeing what's coming up. I can see a frustum down the bottom, so this could be an interesting day. But anyway, let's get on with it. Let's see what it looks like. First question. Already we start with one of these topics no one likes. So A is proportional to the 1 over, in other words, inversely, of the cube root, so not just the root, but the cube root of B, which means I can write A equals K over the cube root of B. So far, so good. Then it almost always gives me some values. So the values here are 60 equals K over 3.375. Now I know that has a cube root, but let's write it anyway. So 3.375, which if I take the cube root of 3.375, so that is on your calculator, you do have that button, so 3.375 does give me 1.5, 3 over 2. So in other words, K equals 60 times 3 over 2, which is 90. Now, importantly, that then gives me my function or my equation. So that means that A for all values is equal to 90 divided by the cube root of B. And then the question says, find B when A is 90. Well, it's just 1, isn't it? Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Let's do it over here and explain why. So therefore, it tells me A is 90. And that's equal to 90 over something. The something must be 1. So in other words, what does B have to be to give me 1? Well, B is going to be equal to 1. Actually, that was not too bad. That was kind of strangely okay at the end. Good question. Next question. Where we go? So it's all this question here. Let's read the whole thing. So find the equation of the line perpendicular to 1. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to have to use a graph. Find the shortest distance between... okay. That second part's quite hard, so let's do the first part first. I'm going to need the equation of line 1 for part B, so let's just do it now. So line 1, okay, let's do some points. Let's call that the point A. Let's call that the point B. So A is 1, 2, and B is 2, 6. Okay, so line 1 has a gradient. Let's write it up here. So the gradient goes up 4 and across 1, so the gradient's 4. So the line 1 has equation y, let's write the y. Y equals 4x, and then it goes through minus 2, so 4x minus 2. Okay, good so far. Now, next bit, find the equation of the line perpendicular to L1 that passes through point A. Now, the thing that I note is point A has the value minus, not minus 5, 0, minus 5. Which means I know that's a C value, so actually this bit's pretty okay. So negative reciprocal is minus 1 over 4, x to the minus 5, or not x to the minus 5, but x minus 5. Okay, let's slow down a second, because I did quite a lot there. So firstly, I've worked out the equation of line L1, or line 1. I've worked out the equation of line 2, which is here, which I've just done, negative reciprocal, etc., use a C term. This is the hard bit. Find the shortest distance between line 1 and the point A. So the first thing I need to do is I need to work out, so this is line 2, I need to work out the point B. No, I've already said B, let's call it D. So I need to work out the point D. Now the point D is where 4x minus 2 is equal to minus a quarter x minus 5. 4 and a quarter x is equal to minus 3, which means that x is equal to, now this isn't going to be very nice at all, be equal to minus 12 over 17. Not a nice number. It's going to get worse, because y, we can do it over here, and then let's do it down here. I'm not going to have space, I'm going to have to move out. So y, I'm going to use this equation here, is equal to 4 times minus 12 over 17 minus 2. So calculator out, use the answer mode again. So 4 times answer minus 2 is minus 82 over 17. Wow. Which means that D, I'm going to write it here so it's nice and clear, is minus 12 over 17 and minus 82 over 17. God, it's still not finished. Then I need to work out the distance from A to D. Now, I'm going to go over here because I just want to make this really clear, because this is actually a really difficult but good question. So A is 0 minus 5. And D is, well, I've just written it down, so minus 12 and minus 82. So minus 12 over 17 and minus 82 over 17, which means the distance is just Pythagoras. So that's going to be, well, the easy bit is 12 over 17 squared. I don't care about the negative because I'm squaring anyway. And the y value difference is going to be 5 minus 82 over 17, in other words, the difference between the two negatives squared. And I'm going to put all that in my calculator, and that gives me 3 root 17 over 17. Wow. Now, if it's an exact value, that would be the exact value, but that approximately is equal to 0.727606, etc. So I'm going to say 0.728. And what are we measuring? So it's just units, isn't it? And that's it. We have seen one of these questions before. It's quite similar. That is a difficult question. That's a hard question. If you work your way through that, well done. Definitely not easy. Again, do it again later. Just make sure you're okay with the idea. It's not an A-level question, but it's a difficult question. Right, final question. Now, I have said this is the one I dreaded, but actually this probably isn't going to be too bad, is it? The reason it's not too bad is because firstly, it's not a cylinder, and secondly, it is a square base pyramid. So all I need to think about is, well, let's read it through first. So square base pyramid, take the top bit off, I'm left with a bit down the bottom, and it's basically saying calculate the volume of the bit down the bottom. And my process is to calculate the two pyramids, take them away from each other, and that leaves behind the frustum. Right, pyramid 1. The side length, it tells me in the question, is 12. Remember, it's square base, so it's 12 times 12 is the area. The height, it tells me in the question, somewhere is 15. So I've got the height. And for P2, now, because it's scaled, it's therefore a similar shape. And I know to get from pyramid 1, which is 12, to pyramid 2, which is 3, not 3, 4, the scale factor is times a third. Is that right? Base 4, yeah, okay. So the scale factor is a third. So in other words, the scale factor, the length scale factor, is times a third, which means the side length is 4 and the height is 5. So 15 times a third, which means I can work out the volume of 1, which is going to be a third AB times the height. So a third times 12 squared times the height, which is 15. I can work out the volume 2, which is a third times 4 squared times the height, which is 5. The volume of the first one is going to be 720, and the volume of the second one is going to be 80 over 3. And then calculator out again, take them away, and that's going to give me, read my calculator, 693.333. So 693.3 recurring, which I'm just going to call 693 centimeters cubed. Wow. Actually, that last question wasn't too bad. That middle question was tough, wasn't it? Well done if you got all those today. I don't know why I've mixed my pens up, but I have. As ever, like, subscribe, let me know how it went for you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks all.